Howdy, partners, and welcome to the Cowboys Versus Ninjas podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Get ready for your daily dose of adventure, because we're serving up a heaping plate of samurai and gunslinger stories every single day.
Right.
I'm Adrian,
Yep.
and I'm joined by the sharpest blade in the East, Julia.
Hey, everyone. So glad to be here.
All right.
Hope you're ready for some
Yeah.
legendary showdowns.
Today's tale takes us to a kingdom,
Okay.
crumbling faster than a saloon in a gunfight.
Ooh.
A young samurai named Masa
All right.
is on a quest for the mythical phoenix blade, the only thing that can save his people. But here's the catch.
Okay.
Masa's a ronin, a masterless samurai adrift in a world that demands loyalty and purpose.
Oh.
If you like your stories served with a side of steel and a shot of sake, then hit that rate button and follow us for more Cowboys Versus Ninjas podcasts.
All right.
So let's paint you a picture. Imagine a kingdom where warlords are fighting over the scraps of power
Yeah.
while the people starve.
Right.
Masa, our hero,
Like
is
what?
just a kid when he loses everything.
Oh, wow.
His family, his home,
Yeah.
his purpose.
Oh.
He's left with nothing but the tattered clothes on his back and a whisper of a legend
Okay.
about the Phoenix Blade.
You know, the idea of a masterless samurai is really poignant in Japanese culture.
Yeah.
It's not just about being without a leader. It's about being stripped of your identity,
Right.
your place in the world.
Yeah.
Masa's journey is about reclaiming that,
Okay.
forging his own path in the midst of chaos.
And the legend of the Phoenix Blade adds another layer to this, right?
Yes.
It's said to be forged from a fallen star,
Okay.
possessing unimaginable power,
Mm-hmm.
capable of restoring balance to the land. It's almost messianic,
Right.
a symbol of hope in a world drowning in despair.
Exactly. And for Masa, clinging to this legend,
Yeah.
even if it's just a fool's hope, is
Right.
all he has left to drive him. It's the only thing that keeps him going.
So he sets off on this perilous journey, following cryptic clues whispered by traveling bards and village elders.
Okay.
It's like trying to solve a riddle wrapped in an enigma,
Yeah.
leading him across treacherous landscapes and into the lairs of mythical beasts.
Oh, wow. This is
This is where the storytelling gets really interesting.
right.
Masa's journey mirrors the state of the kingdom itself.
Oh,
It's a physical manifestation of the trials and tribulations the entire land is facing.
right.
He's not just facing external challenges.
Yeah.
He's wrestling with his own internal demons as well.
So after battling everything from
Mhm.
cave trolls to his own self-doubt, he finally reaches this desolate bog.
All right.
It's described as the place where the world weeps. Just
Yeah.
picture it. He's waist-deep in muck, about to give up, when
Yeah.
he sees a glimmer beneath the murky water.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This scene is crucial because it's not just about finding a weapon.
Right.
It's about Masa confronting the brokenness of the world and his own shattered spirit.
Yeah, okay.
The Phoenix Blade,
Yeah.
instead of being a shining beacon of hope,
Yeah.
is fragmented, hidden in the mire,
Mm-hmm.
much like the kingdom itself.
He manages to pull out these shards piece by piece, driven by that stubborn ember of hope that refuses to die.
Oh,
The blade might not be whole, but there's definitely something special about it.
Okay.
Some kind of energy humming beneath the surface.
and this is where we see Masa's resilience,
Right.
his ability to take something broken and make it whole again.
Yeah.
But it's not just about physically reassembling the blade.
Mm-hmm.
It's about him piecing together his own fractured identity and purpose.
And just when you think he might catch a break, he gets ambushed by a band of ruthless bandits.
Oh, no.
They probably thought they'd found an easy target,
Right.
but they underestimated the power of a samurai with nothing left to lose.
This fight is pivotal because it's the first time Masa truly wields the reforged Phoenix Blade.
Mm-hmm.
But what's fascinating is that it's not the weapon itself that gives him strength.
Okay.
It's his unwavering belief in the legend.
His determination to see this through.
The scene is brutal,
Yeah.
a flurry of mud and steel, but Masa fights with a ferocity he didn't know he possessed.
Mm-hmm.
He defeats the bandits not through superior swordsmanship, but with the sheer force of his will.
Wow.
It's a turning point for him.
Right.
He realizes that the legend didn't give him power.
Yeah.
He gave power to the legend.
It's a powerful moment of self-discovery. He
Yeah.
recognizes that true strength isn't found in some external object,
Okay,
but within himself.
right.
And as news of his victory spreads,
Yeah.
it attracts the attention of those who crave power.
Word reaches the warlords vying for control of the kingdom.
Okay.
They see Masa and the Phoenix Blade as a means to an end, a tool to solidify their own ambitions.
Right.
They come bearing promises of riches, power, command over armies.
Wow.
All the things a young warrior might be tempted by.
But Masa sees right through them, doesn't he? He understands that their desire for power will only perpetuate the cycle of violence and suffering that's tearing the kingdom apart.
Right.
He recognizes that true leadership isn't about personal gain, but about something far greater.
In a move that shocks everyone,
Oh.
Masa stands amidst the ruins of a recent battle.
Right.
The phoenix blade gleaming in his hand, he plunges the blade into the earth,
Okay.
declaring it a symbol for a leader worthy of uniting the kingdom.
Wow.
He's not interested in ruling. He's interested in inspiring.
It's a brilliant maneuver.
Right.
He's challenging the very notion of power, rejecting the traditional path of the warrior. He's essentially saying the power isn't in the sword. It's in us, in our collective will to build a better future.
The warlords are stunned. The villagers are in awe.
Yeah.
Masa walks away, not towards the throne,
Right.
but towards the horizon.
Okay.
Still a masterless samurai, but now something more. A symbol of hope.
Right.
A living legend.
Wow.
That's it for today.
Okay. Masa's story really flips the script on the classic hero's journey, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He sets out on this quest for a legendary weapon and then chooses to relinquish it.
Right, you'd think he would seize the power for himself,
Yeah.
especially in a world as chaotic as the one he lives in. But Masa seems to understand that true strength doesn't come from wielding power over others, but from empowering them.
He's not interested in ruling or conquering. He's looking to inspire and unite. That's a pretty radical concept in a society built on strict hierarchies and warrior codes.
Speaking of warrior codes, how does Masa's choice to relinquish the Phoenix Blade square with the Bushido code that samurai live by? I mean, we often think of samurai as these stoic warriors dedicated to their masters and their swords.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
And one that I think goes to the heart of what makes Masa's story so compelling.
Right.
Bushido is often seen as a code of martial discipline and loyalty, but it also emphasizes virtues like honor, justice, and compassion.
So maybe Masa's not rejecting Bushido entirely, but interpreting it in a way that fits the dire circumstances of his time.
Exactly. He's adapting the code to a world where the old systems of power have failed. He realizes that true leadership isn't about dominance or control,
Right.
but about service and sacrifice. It's about putting the needs of the people above your own, even if it means giving up the very thing you've been searching for.
His actions in this crumbling kingdom almost remind me of real-world leaders like Nelson Mandela, who chose reconciliation and forgiveness over revenge and retribution.
That's a great parallel.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela, much like Masa, understood that true strength lies in uniting people, not dividing them. It's about building bridges instead of walls.
It makes you wonder what would have happened if Masa had kept the Phoenix Blade for himself.
Yeah.
Would he become just another warlord vying for control?
Right.
Or would he have been able to use its power to truly unite the kingdom?
No, that's a question for the ages, isn't it? It's fascinating to think about how different the story could have unfolded if he'd made a different choice. But I think what makes this story so resonant is that Masa makes the difficult choice.
Right.
The selfless choice. He chooses hope over power.
Yeah.
Unity over division.
And in doing so, he inspires something far greater than he could have achieved through force or conquest.
Right.
He sparks a movement,
Yeah.
a belief in a better future that spreads like wildfire through the war-torn land.
That's the power of symbols. The Phoenix Blade in Masa's hands could have been just another weapon, but by transforming it into a symbol of hope, he ignites the imaginations of the people.
Okay.
He gives them something to believe in.
And that belief is more powerful than any army. It's the kind of belief that can topple empires and reshape destinies.
This story isn't just about a samurai and a mythical blade.
Right.
It's about the choices we make in the face of adversity. It's about the power of belief to overcome even the most daunting challenges.
And it's about recognizing that sometimes the greatest act of courage is not to conquer, but to inspire.
We've explored a lot of fascinating themes here. Duty, honor, sacrifice. But what really strikes me is how Masa's story transcends the world of samurai and speaks to something universal within us.
You mean that yearning for something bigger than ourselves?
Yeah.
That desire to make a difference in the world?
Exactly. We all have the potential to be heroes in our own way, whether it's standing up for what we believe in or simply showing kindness to those around us.
Masa's journey reminds us that true heroism doesn't require a sword or a mythical blade.
Yeah.
It simply requires the courage to follow our hearts, even when the path ahead seems uncertain.
And speaking of uncertain paths, what do you think lies ahead for Masa?
Yeah.
He walks away from the Phoenix Blade and the warlords, but his journey is far from over.
I'd like to think he continues to wander the land, not as a ruler or a conqueror,
Yeah.
but as a beacon of hope, a symbol of the change that's possible when we choose unity over division. We talked a lot about Masa's choices, but let's flip the script for a second.
Okay.
What about the warlords?
Yeah.
They were so eager to grab power,
Right.
but what if one of them had actually earned the right to wield the Phoenix Blade?
That's an interesting thought. What if one of them had demonstrated the qualities Masa embodied?
Right.
The selflessness, the vision for a united kingdom?
Yeah.
Could the story have played out differently?
Imagine a warlord who, instead of exploiting the kingdom's chaos,
Yeah.
actually stepped up to heal it.
Right.
Someone who saw the Phoenix Blade not as a weapon of domination, but as a tool for unification.
It would have been a complete upheaval of expectations, right?
Yeah.
We're so used to seeing warlords driven by greed and ambition.
Yeah.
But what if one of them embraced a different path?
It would turn the whole samurai genre on its head.
Right.
It'd be like a gunslinger in a Western who decides to hang up his holster and become a sheriff, dedicated to upholding the law and protecting the town.
I think that's what makes this story so thought-provoking.
Right.
It challenges us to question our assumptions about power and leadership. It asks us to consider what true strength looks like in a world that often rewards ruthlessness and ambition.
And it leaves us with a lot of questions to ponder. What happens next for Masa?
Yeah.
Does the kingdom find peace?
Right.
Does another hero rise to claim the mantle of leadership?
I think that's the beauty of this story.
Yeah.
It doesn't tie everything up neatly in a bow.
Right.
It leaves space for us to imagine our own conclusions, to fill in the gaps with our own hopes and dreams.
Maybe that's the ultimate message of Masa's journey.
Yeah.
The idea that the power to shape the future lies not just in the hands of heroes and legends,
Right.
but in each and every one of us.
We all have the capacity for courage and compassion. We all have the ability to make choices that ripple outward, affecting the world around us.
So as we wrap up this tale of samurai and swords, I want to leave you with this challenge. What will your story be?
How will you wield your own Phoenix Blade? What
Yeah.
kind of legacy will you leave behind?
Thanks for saddling up with us for another episode of the Cowboys Versus Ninjas podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new tale of adventure and intrigue.
Until then, keep those imaginations firing, and remember, the hero's journey begins with a single step.
See ya.